Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. I am Lily, and this video we are back again with the hardcore tribe we used for the 50 plus population migration, and this time we have 150 population. We just got our first Neolithic migrants, giving us the option to work towards farms. We will do scavenge runs while we wait for more Neolithic influence to come to tribe, and then we will do a few crop plant scavenge runs to see if we can get at least a few of the crop types before we settle permanently. We are likely going to have to rely on the regional tribe for some of the crop types though. We are still hardcore and slow, but do not worry, beginners and normal will benefit greatly from everything I do on hardcore. It is time to get to work. This is the tribe we did the 50 plus migration video on, and we are now 145, which is roughly the max of what you would like to be when you go into the Neolithic timeline from the Mesolithic, especially in hardcore and especially when you're far up in the more north of Norway. As you can see, we just got a few migrants that is giving us now the probability to start working towards getting farms. That's the most important. So one of the changes that game has had recently is that you need roughly 20% to get farms. You can, however, already have herding group, but you're not very likely to get animals until closer to 4k and below. We are now 4.5k BC, so we have been quite lucky to get this many neo knowledge into the tribe, because we got 4 people, and with those 4 we got all of this. So the smaller tribe you have, the more the migrants will count, so you will get to 20% faster. So if you have a smaller tribe, you will probably get farms faster than I will get now. So this is also a camp that we've had only for a year. We migrated a little bit less than a year ago, so people are not super happy. So it might be difficult to keep up happiness to a point where we will get regular migrants. So it might take a while before we can actually get enough migrants to get 20% and thus farms. So the first thing that I do when I see that food is going down and down and down is to dismantle. And this should be done the same day that you are leaving. I'm going to show you what I do when I need migration. At the moment we don't need death and life, but I'm going to do it anyway for the purpose of the video. So we're going to start with is that we're going to dismantle everything that can give us things back. So we are going to do the tanners, all the housing. We're not going to do the stone houses because they are stone only. They will give us nothing back. We are going to do all the pelt husks because we want the fine sticks and the leather to come back with us where we go. Let me see, what else do I have that I need to dismantle? Yeah, we're going to do the dryers as well. They need it too. The dryers we're using to make sure that the food that we get lasts longer. And for meat, when you have raw meat, you have less calories per unit than you have when you have dried meat, while fish has more calories when raw than it has when dried, but it lasts so few days or lasts such a short time when it's raw compared to when it is dried. So if you don't struggle with the calories, at least not in a smaller tribe, don't dry your fish. Right, and we are going to play around with the policies. This one should not be there. I'm not sure why I have that one there. I'm going to do 100% communal tasks, and now it is morning, which is good, which is when we want to do our changes. So we're going to get them going. Oh, we have these as well. Yeah, these need to be done too. yeah, that's it. Then we can do this and we can do this because we are already done with what we want to dismantle. And when you migrate a larger tribe, especially in hardcore, do not migrate during the day or the morning. Migrate late in the evening, because then your people will sleep while they're traveling and all unrest will be gone. The only rest that will never be gone is hunger unrest and overwork unrest, but lack of housing will 100% go away. If you have dead relatives that you haven't buried yet, they will be scattered into the wind when we are migrating, and all lack of grave unrest will disappear. Ideally, you should always start with 100% happy tribe when you land in the new locality. So now, before they wake up, we are going to move on and do a few scavenge run, only hopefully just a few, while we are waiting for enough migrants to get enough to do farming. What we also want to have is an overview over how much farm crops we can scavenge in the areas. We can save some of them for a few years, but not all of them. So we have to rely on that either the locality we settle in finally has some of the crops that we want, or we just need to rely on the regional tribes. Either we are trading or raiding. We can also rely on it coming to the locality within a few years, but if it hadn't arrived until after 5 years or so, if it hasn't arrived by then it probably won't. So you have the ability to, or probability to, have all the possible crop to farms in your locality, but you have no guarantee that you actually will have them all in your locality. So what we want when we are scavenging, we want to find an area that has pears, because we want pears and we want hazelnuts. We're just gonna place ourselves down here and immediately put on pause to not waste any time. Number one important to do when you have landed, get down your fireplaces to make sure that nobody sleeps in the open. They will manage to accept sleeping in the open for a few nights, roughly 4. After that, they will have issues. So we are 145, that means we need 15 fireplaces. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There you go, leave that. And then graves. Graves is number 2 important. So get down the first ones. And also gather mud afterwards to get a few offerings as well. On hardcore, this is more important than it is on beginners. Beginners can get away with not having any offerings for quite a while. But if you are going to meddle with the policies, especially the work hour policy, you need to have some soothing, because they will start to grump within the year on beginners, and for hardcore they will start to grump within 6 sleeps. Within. That means you can also get it prior, because you will have people with poor grades, will and fitness, that does not want these work hours. They are too weak or too lazy to want to have the work hours. And then we're going to do a little bit of cheating. So what we're going to do is increase communal tasks to 100%, so that the groups get less people. The first thing we want to do is get the stones I can see there. We don't want to chop anything and we don't want to crop anything. So we need sticks, and we're going to do this. Get sticks. And we're also going to do over the pear trees, because we want the pear trees. Not to chop them, but to gather to get food. And we want more sticks. We also would like a lot more stone, because stone is needed for not only the fireplaces we are building, we also need them for the pelters we're going to chuck up. We are going to stay here roughly between 8 and 12 sleeps if food allows it. We will stay as long as this place has resources to offer us. When they are out of resources, then we, like a locust swarm, will move on. Okay, that should do it. That'll do it. We have no work hour unrest, so I'm going to put it up the first night. And let's go. So what I want them to first do is to gather everything that I have dictated. And since communal tasks is the highest, what they will do is they will clear the areas I've placed down things on, and they will go perform the gathering of what I have ordained. That's basically how you start. Get up the fireplaces and the graves. Uber duper important. If you look on your citizen list, you will see you have several elder people that could die any moment. This one is 69. She's 72. How much health does she have left? 3. She won't last 3 days. She will last 2 days. This guy is 59. He's probably not working because there's no work for him besides clearing. Yeah, that was the old one. So just keep an eye on the elder population. When you see they're closing up to 70, get down your graves. No waiting around. Now we're gonna get these. I'm gonna check my lumberjacks because they need to do work. And also my stick people need to get, no, that's 3 workers. My stick people need to get these. There you go. That's the first few fireplaces up. We want more. We need to wait for more raw stones to come in. We also need to wait for the logs. So now, before they wake up in the morning, I'm going to turn it down to normal default work hours, just to make sure that we're not starting to build any unrest, because we cannot afford it. Because there will be lack of housing unrest, non-stop. There will be no let-up. So now, oh, did I already do these? I think I did. Yeah. Now we're also going to focus on placing down belters, because now all the stone that the fireplaces needed are done. Then we don't need to worry about that. So let's get down several houses. We're going to start with, let me see, start with 8, if I'm allowed to. Okay, let people clear that. So now we have turned down the communal policy, which means that now the groups will also demand their people to do the tasks. I put up the sticks so that they shall get the logs quick, so we can quicker get up the fireplaces. It is really important to avoid combination unrest. Combination unrest is when you have more than one type of unrest at the same time, because that will increase the chance of people leaving. So since you know that you will have loads of people with housing unrest, do not add more by fiddling too much or too long with your work hours. On beginners you can get away with having it high for several months, but in hardcore you need to lower it fairly quickly. Max 4 months before you can have the first complainer. So just be careful and read your tribe, test your tribe and see how much they manage before they start to complain, because no 2 tribes need to be exactly the same. Yeah, so we got up 2 of them already. So don't forget, we are dividing all our people now between the groups and also the communal task, so you don't get everyone on the communal task. But at least we have 3 graves, and we have the offerings up, which means since we have the work hours on default, they will have time to go pray in the morning and pray in the evening, and this will help towards housing unrest, because housing unrest does not affect fitness. If it doesn't affect fitness, praying will help. You can't pray away hunger, and you can't pray away work unrest effect on fitness. So fitness is this. You will find that those who complain about the work hours will start to lose fitness because they are exhausted. And that will happen very often with people who are having poor grades of either the will attribute or the fitness attribute. Green is positive, that means they are stronger. Red is negative, that means they are more whiny and not happy. So this one is feeble. This is the second worst negative grade to have of fitness. You can see that the health on this person is already reduced. You can see it's only 80 because he has -20 on fitness. So this is how you can read your tribe fairly well. In a huge tribe it takes ages to go through them all, so don't bother with that. But in general, you can keep an eye on your people by just checking their grades. Okay, so this is now the 3rd night where they have to sleep by fireplaces, and I will now start to add more types of housing with less unrest or less poor quality. So I'm going to add down 2 of these like that, and I'm going to wait for people to bring home stones, more stones to build. These can calm down. Yeah, they're already at the limit anyway. These can calm down. Yep, let them build. Basically, now it's also time in the morning. I will place down tanners and dryers. So we're going to dry the meat only and not the fish. We are going to give a fish basket though, to make sure it decays less. I just need to have 16 plant fiber in order to do so. Plant fiber is gathered by the Craft and Mots group, and they definitely need all the help they can get, so I'm going to increase priority for those. So people are very fond of raw meat, so if you have a lot of raw meat at the same time, it's all good. And raw fish is also better liked than dried fish. So this one demands tidying up, because there's still stuff they need to pick up from this one. There you go. It's floating around with flint cores. Let them work on that. They will complete this one today, and hopefully they will do this one too. This one can take 4 workers at the same time, and it gives both architecture and stoneworking. You see, we have already agriculture in the tribe. We got it. And we can learn more if we want to, but we do need the Neolithic influence in order to be able to build the farms. So we're lacking 16%, and the bigger your tribe is, the more migrants you need to reach the 20%, and the smaller your tribe is, the less migrants you need. Everything is percentage based.